Hello YouTube, this is Asatsu5 and this is a video of it's not a new interest, it's just an interest that's been dormant for a long time and I'm now wanting to pursue it. So, a lot of y'all know that I like books, but have trouble reading. A lot of y'all know that I like fountain pens and calligraphy and all that stuff, but I have dysgraphia and ADHD, so it's hard to focus. And y'all also know, not only do I like books, but I have an interest in bookbinding. It's weird. Like, I've always envied artists because they can create beautiful things, and they can just go in their own little world and pretty much turn away from society for a moment and create something that society likes. You see an artist, someone who sketches, just carries a sketchbook with them. It's like, oh, I'm just going to draw this man feeding ducks. And, he just gets lost in his own little world creating something. Same with musicians, guitarists. They might carry a guitar with them. And you're just like, you know what? I want to just sit on the beach and play the guitar. So I've always envied artists because they have the ability to create. And really, I don't. I'm a creator on YouTube, but I'm just not that good at creating things. So that being said, I've gotten several new interests. A lot of y'all know that I've gotten interested in journaling. I created my first book at an adult's bookbinding class at a library. And I was like, well, what am I going to do with this book? And I came to the conclusion where I'm going to use it as a journal. It's more of a dream journal, everyday journal. And I started doing something pretty interesting with it. I started drawing silhouettes of a human, a target human or human target at the gun range. And when I do my shooting videos, I usually get my target and show it to you and give commentary, but then I throw away the target. And I thought, well, this journal concept would be a good way to track my progress when shooting. Like I can draw the silhouette of the human, which I really would like to get a stamp of a human torso silhouette because I can't draw because I'm not a creator in that sense. But I try to draw a human silhouette. And I might try to draw in the concentric rings on the silhouette, and then I'll get my pen and I'll make bullet holes and I'll track my progress. And I might hit still target at 80 yards 5 times out of a 10-round magazine, and just try to keep up with my progress. And also I realized that when my beehive died, that I didn't keep any records of things that I noticed and how often I was visiting them, and when I knew that my beehive was in trouble, I called some people from my bee club, and they were asking me these questions like, wow, I didn't write any of this down, and more on that in a second. But so I decided that journaling would be a good way to reflect and keep up and record. So how am I going to do this? My friend Matt Cornelius, if you don't know him from Cornelius Creations, he modifies tomahawks, he does photography and I think cinematography, a lot of wood carving, and he's a very successful YouTuber, and he's a pretty successful at anything he does. So he's a good friend of mine. Don't talk to him as often as I should, but every time I do talk to him, I never regret it. But he liked, I think on, Facebook, Lockbee. Lockbee is this is a filled Lockbee journal. And really it's just a refillable journal. And I'm going to do a separate video talking about this. But you can fill it with a few of these A5 notebooks. So I can quite literally have a notebook for every topic. I can have a travel notebook. I can have a beekeeping notebook. I can have a firearms marksmanship or firearms journal where I keep up with my shooting progress and stuff like that. So this seems like a good buy for me. And also, by the way, my first dream job was not to be a rock star. It wasn't to be the president. I really have no interest in being an astronaut. I wanted to be a National Geographic explorer and like go around to these exotic places and discover things and be that guy that writes in his journal, you know, day one in Papua New Guinea. These men never seen a white man before, but insist on coffee. I mean, I don't know. I was trying to do a you know, what's his name, you know, Will Shatner type of impression. I'm terrible, but this seemed like a really cool investment. And I'm going to get. It only came with one insert. I ordered another insert with premium paper. I'm not going to put cheap paper in this. But what are the other things that I got? Well, first off, y'all know that I have an interest in fountain pens and stuff, and I have terrible handwriting. And part of the reason for starting to journal is not only to reflect, record, and keep up, but it's also to enjoy my pens and hopefully improve my handwriting. So you've seen most of my fountain pens, but I got a new fountain pen. It's quite different. This is the Lumos Mini, I think. And you can change the nibs out. This has a chisel nib, which chisel nibs are good for Gothic style, well, not only Gothic, but Gothic and Roman scripts and calligraphy. But I think if I was going to journal with this, I want to change the chisel tip to more of a point. That would be much more convenient for writing seriously. But my favorite type of calligraphy is Gothic calligraphy. I always like when you look at old books, they'll have like a big elaborate G that the scribe writes, and then in smaller letters OD. Or, you know, you'll have a big elaborate T with all these flourishes and, you know, stuff, and they'll say HE, you know, in the old book. So I always thought that was cool. I like Gothic calligraphy. And so anyways, I got this as a portable, refillable pen. You ink it up in a very unique way, and I'm going to test it and make a separate video. Also, since I'm getting into pens and hopefully becoming a better writer, I also got me a fancy fountain pen ink. This is made by Pilot. Well, it's a product, or produced by product, but it's a Suzuki Azuzuku branded product, and it's a burnt orange fountain pen ink. Because black sometimes gets boring, and you want to spice it up sometimes. And it looks like they got an instruction manual. Anyways, me being a man and enjoys beautiful things, I decided to get another color ink, and there was a really kind of cool blue that I want to get. But I got a few more things to show you. Y'all know that I am interested in bookbinding, so I got me a self-healing cutting mat, because right now, or as of yesterday, the only cutting mat I could use is my mom's, and she's pretty busy in our craft room, so I can't take that from her. But instead of cutting on my hardwood table, I would cut on a cutting mat that heals itself. So that was cool, and it was on sale. But this is where things get kind of funny. I decided I wanted a dip pen, and I was looking at these dip pens trying to decide, and I thought to myself, oh, I like this one because this one's more well suited for, it's not going to focus. It's more well suited for Gothic calligraphy, and you know, that's what I'm interested in. But I was also looking at this other dip pen set. Doesn't come with near as many nibs, but it comes with a bottle of ink, and it's $1 more. And I really didn't want this. I just now found out that I bought it. But I think what happened was I was trying to decide between the two, and I was like, oh, I want this one. And I got a phone call either from my mom or my brother, and I got distracted and put both of them in my buggy. But I only really wanted this one. That's funny. That is funny. I don't care who you are. But something else I got that's pretty interesting is a glass dip pen. And I'm going to have to make a separate video on the glass dip pen. It came with some calligraphy ink, which is different from fountain pen ink. And this is a glass dip pen. And it has some swirlies on it to hold the ink in the nib. And it's glass. And you can pretty much pay as much or as less as you want for these. This one cost $8.99 with a little bit of ink. These have several advantages. Not necessarily the type of calligraphy I want to do, but if I want to play around with different inks, this will be a fun little experiment. So I got a a glass dip pen. So that's it. That's the video. Thought I'd show you this dormant interest, and yeah, that's it. I'd love to have beautiful handwriting. I'd love to be able to create beautiful things, and this is my way of trying to focus and be a little bit I don't know, more productive, I guess. So that's it. I'm a Satsu 5, and I'm out.